It's a war fought online, but it's not a computer game. This is for real. They might not look like they're fighting a battle, but this is Britain's front line in the cyber war.
During the last year, hostile intelligence agencies make hundreds of serious and pre-planned attempts to break into the Treasury's computer system.
Some of those at the forefront of this conflict have yet to get their A-level results.
I need to do a good job because if I don't, the consequences could be quite severe.
Channel 4 News was granted unprecedented access to Kinetic, formerly an elite unit in the Ministry of Defence. Now privatised, it still provides critical security services to the UK government and large businesses. There's a lot we can't show you for security reasons, or even say where this takes place.
They call themselves Anonymous. They are hackers on steroids, treating the web like a real-life video game.
A group that calls itself Anonymous.
FBI agents hunting an international hacking ring.
Protest hacking groups like Anonymous and LulzSec have gained notoriety from publishing their exploits on services like Twitter. But what's really worrying the security services are the cyber threats that the terrorists or states behind them want to keep secret. These threats aren't just about bringing down websites or stealing confidential information. They're now so sophisticated that they can sabotage critical infrastructure. Last year, one of Iran's nuclear reactors was crippled by a computer virus known as Stuxnet. The attack is believed to have been carried out by a state hostile to Iran, possibly Israel.
I think it's pretty well understood, not just here in the UK, but throughout the West, that the biggest single threat comes from state operators in this regard. And there's now an increasing reality that we've got to try and tackle this.
So the only way to find out if the UK is under attack is to monitor everything that goes through government and large business networks. There are more than 42 million potential threats detected by Kinetic every day. Computers filter out most of the false alarms, leaving 150,000 worthy of further investigation. So it needs people with the right skills to work out which are the real threats to national security and to the businesses and services that we use every day. To find the next generation of cyber defenders, Kinetic co-sponsors an exercise in which would-be applicants have to protect a network from attack. 18-year-old Lucy Robson was so good, she's now spending a year at Kinetic fighting hackers for real, and she's already in tune with their mindset.
A lot of it is very challenging and very different. It is important to understand the anatomy of an attack in a way, because then you can preempt the sort of things that are going to happen, damage limitation, that sort of thing. There is an element of unpredictability there as well. You can never be too sure what is going to happen next or what someone's motivations are for doing it.
Supporters of WikiLeaks launched a war of retaliation today on the internet.
Well, there is war underway right now on the internet.
With hackers hardly out of the news, why can't some of them be recruited to become poacher turned gamekeeper?
These people have in a way demonstrated they're untrustworthy. They may well have built their skills illegally, and then you are actually entrusting them with the security of your organisation. And there's obviously a high risk that they themselves will attempt to compromise company systems.
Another problem is that companies like Google are trying to attract the same sort of cyber defenders needed to protect the government. The head of the British intelligence agency, GCHQ, told a parliamentary committee that he struggles to recruit and retain the brightest and the best.
Once you've had a good couple of years of experience in this field, it's really state-of-the-art experience if you're working in any of the security or intelligence services. And you know, your skills are like gold dust, and very easily you will get snapped up by large players in the commercial field, particularly in the defence or indeed in the technology industry.
4 years ago in Estonia, a cyber attack suspected to be the work of Russia crashed almost all of the country's internet network, including essential government services. It showed that cyber attacks can bring a country to its knees. In order to protect Britain from such threats, we need an army of young technology troops, something we just don't have right now. Until we do, we remain vulnerable to attack, not just from politically motivated hackers, but also from hostile states and terrorists.